Hello and welcome to everybody in our webinar on this beautiful Thursday, the 17th of July. So I will start slowly to give people time, which are a little bit late. Anyhow, every one of you gets automatically the recording. What is new? I have glasses. Yeah, that's new. But apart from this, the webinar is about the topic mainly by VMware migration, as always, because it's a never-ending story and need. I won't read everything from the slides because you can read yourself. As you can see, the agenda is quite short because we want to be as effective as possible because we all have lots to do and we evaluate your precious time. Okie dokie. So let me start with the presentation, and I will share my screen now and put it in full view. One moment. Share screen. Wow. So here we are. Agenda, VMware migration, market feedback. I went to some summits, not only Red Hat, AWS, also others in Frankfurt, and I will give you a short feedback about the market. Akura intro, refreshing for those guys who know Akura already, because I saw that we have many existing partners in the call, from Transaction, Recursos, Argentine, Simcom, and so forth. Hello to everyone. Nice to have you here. But we also have a couple of new members among the audience, which I have never heard and seen before. So for them, it might be new. I don't know how much they know about migration as such. So we'll make a very quick refreshing for our existing partners and an intro for the new guys. Then the most important thing for today, the part of Max, our CTO and co-founder, where he talks about the new features and functionality of Akura, because of course we continue developing and improving the solution. And last but not least, Q&A. So market feedback. I went 2 months ago to the Red Hat Summit in Boston. Very nice. All big players were there. The topic was purely migration, not just to VMs, also mainly to the OpenShift, which is another topic, but also VM migration. I bumped into the guy from Federal Reserve. They are right now looking into 18,000 VMs migration to Red Hat OpenStack. So this exodus from VMware to other platforms, Nutanix, Proxmox, CloudStack, hyperscalers maybe as well, mainly OpenStack, is still ongoing. Some companies already finished this part. Others are right now in the middle of it. We know it better than anyone else because we do these big projects for big telcos and others right now. And there are more to come. So we expect the next 24 months to still benefit from this exodus from VMware. Until then, it will slow down and it's over, of course. But 2 years, we will get the nice projects because many are still in the pipeline and not even started. Containers are the future, though. Red Hat guys, of course, told me. But they said as well, virtual machines are there to stay. Don't mistake this. So we as a migration provider have to be able to provide solutions for both virtual machines and containers. And this is why, among others, we now also support KubeVirt as a new platform. And as you probably know, KubeVirt is virtual machines on containers. AWS Summit in Hamburg, the same story. I met people from one of our bigger MSP partners, Rackspace. They say migration to OpenStack is such a hot topic. And there was AWS presenting the sovereign cloud because, as you know, after hybrid cloud and multi-cloud, sovereign cloud is now the new buzzword. Yeah, data privacy, especially in Europe, where we are all afraid of American NSA and Donald Trump. And so we want to be sovereign. Won't happen too fast because Germany as such is not a sovereign nation, but this is another story. But the sovereign cloud approaches, they are not as successful as they want to pretend. So the Google GCP has made a contract with the German military. Okay. But everyone knows that even if they say they have an isolated solution for Europe, What about the patches? So there's still connection to the US. It's never 100% sovereign. And people know this. This is what Rackspace told me. They have zero requests for migration to AWS sovereign cloud, but many to Stake IT. And Stake IT is a real European cloud from the Austrian, German wholesale supermarket company. Think of Walmart, called Lidl. Yeah, Lidl Group, and they are really in the news every day. They have lots of money, and they have the highest chances ever since Deutsche Telekom tried to have a sovereign German cloud, the European cloud, all failed. But Stake IT has the highest chances to really become the German AWS. So fingers crossed, because of course we are going to support them. And also FinOps. So I talked to many people like Bechtle, which is a powerhouse here in Germany, and they were interested in our migration capabilities, especially to Stake IT, but also about FinOps. So both products which Hystax offers, migration and FinOps, are really important topics in the market. Bam. This is just a teaser of what Max is going to talk about, yeah? So that you can look forward to it. These are the new features and functionalities of our latest version, Akura 4.3. To our existing partners like Liberty Center One, Simcom, if you don't have the latest version, and probably you don't have, then request from our support to get the latest 4.3 Akura. So for the new guys, Hystax company from the beautiful Silicon Valley in the United States, founded a couple of years ago. The third company of our founders, all about cloud. So our expertise is really great. In the meantime, the last 6-7 years, we did 240,000 migrations. We have right now, due to VMware, Broadcom, Saga, we have projects where we migrate 50, 30, 20,000 servers. The R project for more than almost 100,000 servers. So these are really great numbers. Our solution is really field proven and available at scale. Two products, OptScale, very interesting product, but not for today. Today we talk about Akura, which is a software which handles 3 use cases: migration, DR, and backup, because they're always the same from the flow, more or less. Yes. And yeah, it's a software, as I said. Actually, it's a set of Docker containers managed by Kubernetes, but provided to our partners as an image, and then you deploy it on a virtual machine running in a target site. So at the end of the day, Akura is an instance running in a target site. And there's a UI. From the UI, you download the agents and so forth. Yeah. So this is really partner-oriented solution. Right from the get-go, our go-to-market was via channel, via partners. So of course, you can expect a partner dashboard, multi-tenant capable, where you can manage all your customers, can white label it, and so forth. Here you see the most important slide, obviously, what we support. You see on the source side, we support a couple of things and even more, but there was not more space. So everything you might miss, like GCP, no, it's there, okay. But like, let's say, Apache Cloud Stack, Proxmox, Citrix Send Server, Tencent Cloud, we support them all. Because on the source, we work with 2 types of agents, external and internal. Internal agents is just a Windows or Linux service. So we can use them even on bare metal machines. So also physical servers are supported. The source is always a given. We have two exceptions, IBM AIX and Solaris bare metal. That's all. The rest is supported, just believe me. And of course, it also depends on the operation system, how far we go back and so forth. But the source platform, don't even think about it. More important, the target platforms. And here we support the hyperscalers, which have their own migration solutions. So hardly not needed to use Hystax and pay for it if they have free migration solutions. We work with them though for DR and backup. Yeah. The hyperscalers, VMware as such as well, Ovirt, KubeVirt, OpenNebula, and OpenStack. And OpenStack means any OpenStack from Ithaca upwards, all distributions and all these companies, OpenStacks like Red Hat, Canonical, Mirantis, and so forth. So it's not 100% any to any, because we don't support, for example, OCI as a target, yeah? But we support definitely more platform than anyone else. And what is coming next, very, very likely, is CloudStack, because we see that many companies also now, because of the exodus from VMware, want to go to CloudStack. So we are right now testing Cloud Sigma, Cloud Stack, and stake it, how effortful it would be to integrate. And then we probably will do it. Let's talk about migration quickly. So what we are doing is incremental replication. So first we replicate the whole machine as such, with everything running on it, data and metadata, IP addresses, MAC addresses, and then we take the incrementals, the deltas between the snapshots. Yeah, we have internal and external agents. Internal agents inside the machine, as the name implies. External agents running on the hypervisor level, on the infrastructure level. It's just another virtual machine which detects all the other machines around it. In the case of VMware AXI, and then starts the replication and the snapshotting. Snapshotting means on Windows we use VSS. Let me show you this slide here. Here you have the UI. So you install Hystax on a machine running in a target site, a machine with 8 vCPU, 16 GB RAM, 200 GB disk size. You will get all this information if you're interested. So you deploy the solution there. Then there's a UI. You download the agents. You can also use APIs. So forget about the UI. It's fully covered by RESTful API. And then the agents automatically connect with the Hystax controller. By default, we use public internet, HTTPS, of course, encrypted. But you can use any layer 3 connection even offline in a data center, as long as the replication agent has a connection to the controller. Then, as said, first the full copy, then the incrementals. They send them over in cloud native format. We store them in block device storage, volume storage in the target site. And then later, when you're ready and want to do the cutover, then from those volumes, we boot those machines, of course, in an orchestrated way. Orchestration means that you can set a certain order, which machine we should start first because of the dependencies. The V2V and P2V transformation is fully integrated in the cutover process, where here the magic happens on the fly. We integrate, we inject drivers, we change IP addresses or keep them as you wish, and so forth. Yeah, Max can tell you more about what is happening there. Disaster recovery, surprise, surprise, the flow is the same because the failover is like a cutover. DR process is like a one-time, migration is like a one-time DR flow, you can say. It's not completely wrong. We have very good RPO and RTOs of minutes up to seconds, depending on what replication schedule you choose. If anyone is interested in learning more about disaster recovery, or anyhow anyone is interested from the new audience, just talk to us and we can make a POC, because testing is a must. And backup, the same thing. The flow is similar with the agents on the source machines, but then obviously it stops here in the object storage. So all these cloud agent, our partners know what I'm talking about. Cloud agent process with creating volumes from the snapshot and restore the snapshot from the volume, and all this process is not taking part. Here it just stops when we have received the data, and then we store it in object storage. Any S3-like object storage. So that's the difference between DR and our migration and backup. That for migration and DR we use block device storage, and for backup, of course, cheap object storage. Okay, last but not least, because I don't want to steal too much time from Max, its part, some name dropping. So you see we have a very strong presence on the left side with the telcos of this world: Orange from France, Bell Canada, Deutsche Telekom, Saudi Telecom. Why? Because all these folks are using OpenStack clouds, and Hystax is the expert for OpenStack. We manage migration and DR backup to many platforms, but OpenStack is really our true mother garden, where we have the maximum expertise. Some nice integrators, Atos, Rackspace, everyone knows them. Here, as said, all the cloud vendors work with us. They're OpenStack cloud vendors: Canonical, Red Hat, Marentis. Why? Because of our expertise in OpenStack, and also sometimes we have direct relation to end customers. Although our go-to-market is via partners like you guys, we do have some relation to bigger companies sometimes if they approach us directly, and we see that they have some in-house knowledge about OpenStack and clouds. Okie dokie. Thanks. I know this was very fast. You get the recording. You can listen to it again if necessary. But as said, I don't want to spare you any minute from Max's presentation. So Max, the stage is yours.
Yeah, thanks, Edwin. Thanks. Welcome, everyone. So let me start with some technical parts and present you the latest updates in Hystax Sakura. I will show the demo actually on the DR flavored Sakura deployments, because Sakura actually is a technology platform, and most of the features that that DR gets or migration gets. Actually, these features equally work in both cases. So let's start with the newest features. As Edin said, the migration from VMware is still getting hot, and we see more and more partners migrating from the VMware to other clouds across the globe with many thousands of the machines. And keeping that in mind, we improved several things especially for VMware replication. First of all, we made some updates in VMware replication agent. I mean the external agent for VMware replication. Let me show it these updates in the settings in the cloud connection settings window. As you can see, previously we had twice less number of the settings here, and the new settings are, for example, we supported the hot add transport additionally to the NBD transport, which means that the replication, the reading from data from the source will happen much faster than before. And this especially, of course, this is very important update. The other updates regarding the speed of the replication. Now we allow parallel disks uploading, meaning that replication agent won't process disk per disk sequentially. Instead of that, it will try to read the data from all the source disks of the same machine and send them simultaneously. That might help you to replicate machines faster, especially when the disk of the machine align on the different data stores. Also, we updated the discovery source machines discovery mechanism to meet the challenge of having tens of thousands of machines on the source side. For example, imagine your customer has 30,000 machines on the source VMware, and you don't want replication agents to discover all of those 30,000 machines at once. Because it's hard to manage all of these thousands of the machines at once, and you would prefer to operate with smaller chunks, for example, 1,000 machines and 2,000 machines for every migration stage. In this case, you can filter machines which are discovered by the replication agent by their prefixes. For example, you want to migrate only the machines that are starting with some project ID or something like that. Or you can filter VMs by custom attributes, setting them bunch per bunch. So, for example, you setting the custom attribute to the machine, the first stage of the migration, the second stage of the migration, and then you put the corresponding custom attribute here, and you see only the machines in these migration designated for this migration stage. We also added some small protection settings, which allow you to keep the storage space on the source side, the size of the amount of the free space on the storage on the source side, preventing the situation when the VMware snapshots fill all the data store and the source environment gets stuck. The next thing that we added to is the operation with the big chunks of the machines for migration, allowing you to operate with the big chunk of the machine. The magic happens when you go to the machines groups and you have for example, several thousand machines here, and you, for example, want to distribute these machines to different groups, or perform some more operations in a more convenient way than our current UI provides. To do that, you can download machines list. This list will be downloaded as a CSV file, as you can see here. And if you open this CSV file, you will see the list of the machines with their metadata. There are two options how you can use this CSV file. The first option is you can distribute machines in across the different groups. You can just update the group name right here for any set of the machines, and then you can upload the updated CSV file here, and machines will be distributed between the groups according to the group name that you set in the CSV. If the group with a certain name it doesn't exist, it will be created automatically. That's how you can distribute machines for the different migration waves and so on. The second thing that you can do with the CSV file, as you can see here, you see many empty fields here for every machine. And what you can notice here is that the names of these columns actually represent the names of the parameters in the migration plan. What that means? You can put any settings here. For example, some IP address for this machine or any other setting. You can do that. You can do that. Set the settings to all the machines or any subset of the machines, and then you can use this updated CSV file to generate the disaster recovery or migration plan from this file. This gives you the more comfortable way to operate with the hundreds of the machines and create migration plans for those hundreds of the machines. Other notable update for the VMware migration is that now we fully support the latest ESXi and vSphere versions. So from this version, we have confirmed full support of the VMware vSphere and ESXi version 8.0. So even if your customer have the latest VMware on its source side, you can use Acura and use Acura external replication agent in order to migrate from that VMware. Of course, also we updated the support for the latest operating system versions like SUSE, Red Hat, CentOS, and so on. You can be sure that almost all latest versions of these operating systems can be correctly protected or migrated by Acura. Let's go then to some features that was created for the disaster recovery and backup. The head feature for we have two features for disaster recovery and backup, with two new features. The first feature is called ransomware protection. So what it does, so you can enable ransomware protection on the level of a specific customer, or on the level of the group, or on the level of a specific machine. The ransomware protection mechanism works by detecting anomalies in data change rate of the protected machine. Obviously, when some ransomware, when you have some ransomware attack, when some when your data is damaged and you get the database encrypted, this obviously incur the huge amount of data changes on the source machines. And now you can enable the policy for ECRA to detect these anomalies by setting the ransomware protection threshold in persons. And what happens when this trigger when ECRA detects the anomaly? First of all, this machine, the replication will be interrupted. The machine will go to the suspended state. You will get the corresponding event about that. You will get the event with the explanation why this machine went to the suspended state. And most important thing, we automatically protect the history of the restore points, enforcing the integrity of the history of the restore points. And no restore point can be deleted while machine is suspended after the ransomware protection. That was done to ensure that you can that restore points history will keep untouched, and you will have healthy restore points to recover from the ransomware attack. Also, we've added some mechanisms to the backup case. We added the support for the synthetic full backups. Previously, we had two types of the backups replications that you can schedule. We had by default we always act as a incremental always manner, meaning that we will try to do the incremental replication every time. And you had the option to run full replications from time to time. But and now, if you want, you can also have the synthetic full replications, meaning that we will synthesize full replica, full restore point from the sequence of the incrementals on the server side without transferring all the data, originally transferred all the data from the source. So that you can find useful, especially if you turn it off the consolidation of the restore points on the target side. Also, what we have here, we also added the support for the disk exclusion. Let me try to show it to you. So from now on, you have for the machines that you can for the machines that you just start to replicate, you can choose which exact volumes or disk Acura should replicate. This use case might be useful if you want to replicate only the data disks with the databases, for example, but not replicate the disk with the operating system. And your primary case for recovery is recreating the data disk on the target cloud, on the target site, and attaching that disk to some existing instance for the recovery, for getting the data from that recovered disk. Regarding more general things, we have added two things to the general functionality. The first thing is that we now support the LDAP login. You can enable the Active Directory login for your users You can enforce the policy how they should log in into Acura. Should they can they can they use local credentials, or is they are enforced to use some OAuth authorization, or they enforce it to use the LDAP authorization. So now you can authorize them through the Active Directory and LDAP. Also, we added we extended support for different for these different configurations of SMTP servers. We covered effectively all the configurations that we encountered in the field in our customers. And last but not least, of course, we made many security updates. We updated the operating system inside the Acura instances. We closed the ports. We updated the packages and so on. So you can be sure that Acura became more secure than before. That's basically it for the new functionality. If you have any questions, you can ask them. Oh, I see some questions already. Would it be possible to get an additional parameter or other setting to inject a KMS server during the migration process for Windows instances? I would treat that as a feature request. Yeah, please contact our support or admin directly and tell us about your case. At the moment, you can. We do not have this specific functionality, but you can use our functionality to execute some scripts through setting user data for the cloud init on the instances you migrate. So you can use the user data. Additionally, for the Linux machines, you can use RC local scripts to inject some commands which will be executed on the first machine boot. This way to executing one-time script is not it doesn't depend on the cloud init installation. That means that for Linux machines you can execute any one-time command without getting the cloud, setting up cloud init before the migration. How explain more about synthetic backup? Does it base it on snapshots? Can we get instance recovery? Regarding the synthetic backup, so incremental backup means that we read only the changes which was happened from the previous snapshot and send them to the target site and store only incrementals. And we restore incrementals in a sequence, so we render them when restoring. From time to time, you might want to perform full replications. That means that we will read all the data. We read all the data from the source machine and put all the data that we read to the target storage. But synthetic full replication, we read only the changed data, but on the target side, we synthesize the full restore point. We synthesize all the incremental restore points into synthetic full backup. Most VMware alternatives you named also provide all VM migration tools. What do you and why should I think about Hystax? Yeah, Edwin already answered that. Edwin, can you comment?
Yes. And so look, think of all these big players in the OpenStack world, like Red Hat. 500 out of 500 Fortune 500 companies are using them. They don't have their own migration solution. Well, they have a small team in Madrid, but this is not. They use us, and there's a reason for this. Think of Mirantis, one of the founders, together with Rackspace, of the OpenStack. They don't have their own solution. using Hystax. So they're big players. Canonical, they use us, but they also use Cloudbase, for example. So we're not the only one, in OpenStack. But think of these big cloud vendors, and then all these CSPs. There are so many, from Platform 9 in California, from Cloyra in Scandinavia, Fairbanks in Netherlands, all those telcos. OpenStack is really distributed quite broadly among the planet. We have partners in Philippines and Thailand, all based on OpenStack, and they need to have a solution because OpenStack as such doesn't provide it. The Open Infra organization, they offer also other solutions like Migrate Kit and others, Coriolis. But this is only a option, so they don't have their own thing because it's not a company, it's a technology, OpenStack, open source, so they say you can use them, they are members. We're not a member, that's why they officially don't promote us, but for OpenStack there are just 5 companies at all, 5 vendors who have an automated solution, only 5, and we are one of them, and to my opinion obviously the best one, because for the insiders of you, I don't hide this, it's not a secret. So I see number 2 after Hystax, this is why Canonical also works with them, and Virtuoso is cloud-based, Coriolis. And I saw a presentation, their flow comes close to ours, but we made for Mirantis just lately, Max did it himself, a comparison, and no comment. So if you read this comparison, then just forget about cloud-based. There's so much, this is why I use this phrase in the answer as well, there's so much manual work you have to do before and after the migration, it's a nightmare. So among those 5, or maybe it's now 6 solutions for OpenStack, Hystax is by far the best solution. And if you have not just 5 VMs or 15, but 1,500 or 15,000, then believe me, you want to have as much automation as possible.
Yeah, and we, of course, we continuously extend our functionality to get the migrations as smooth and fast as possible. Currently, we have several improvements in the migration flow in closed beta for one of our biggest customers, which actually migrates up to 500 machines during the 8-hour maintenance window almost every day. For example, I have the preview version right here. So the small but really important changes that we introduced will introduce and publish in September, I believe. That changes relate to the workflow of the migration operator. From that release, you will be able to simplify the whole operator's work by presetting the default settings of the cloud sites for the cutover cloud sites, automatically selecting that you want to do one more incremental replication just before the cutover cloud site. You can power off VMware machine before that's final incremental replication to ensure that all the data will be finally consistent and no one will write the data after that final increment. So we also introducing the small tweaks allowing to fit even into the 5 minutes window for the final incremental replication and starting the machine on the target side. For example, keep volumes attached mean that we will not incur additional disk operations on the target side, effectively decrease the time for the final cutover. And also, we have much of small but very important updates to the migration flow coming this September as well.
Any more questions? Guys, the last 6 minutes. Anyway, you can always ask later, send emails, contact personally.
And what I want to say to our existing customers and partners, it's time to ask us for the Acura upgrade if you don't have an Acura 4.3 yet. So please write to our support, and we will be happy to help you to upgrade your Acura installations to the latest version and help you to adopt the newest features.
And also don't hold back with feature requests. So most of the things we now integrated was because of existing partners have asked for it. So we want to offer a solution for the market from the market. So tell us your pain points, and we will put it on the roadmap. So yeah, we need your feedback in order to improve. So don't hold yourself back.
Yeah, I see the question about the files. Yeah, we can restore the files. We have the file folder restore right here. You can download them. And the in-place file and folder restore is coming this year. So you will be able to restore the files to its original location or any other folder on the source machine as well. Okay. In case if there are no.
Yeah, let's wait 2 minutes more. But already, thanks guys for these good questions. Justin, Giovanni, Terry. Don't hold yourself back. Maybe the question you want to ask, someone else is interested as well. Okay, so if not, then let's finish it 3 minutes earlier. Again, everything later you remember what you forgot to ask, just ping me or Max or whoever from Hystax. Thank you very much.
Thanks, colleague.
Rest of the day. Thanks, Max. See you later. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye bye.